There was a game last night.
A big one, Nat. Everyone's talking about
it. It was. And you know what, Kelsey? You know what? I was ready. I was so ready. So now I'm annoyed because the Seahawks, they're so worthless. Like, what are they doing? They had that game. They should have won that game. They had that game. And I was ready to come and talk my ish, about the Cowboys, because I'm an Eagles fan and they are a division rival. And so I'm annoyed with the Seahawks this morning. But, the Cowboys they got a win versus the Seahawks last night on Thursday Night Football. And Dak had some bars at the podium. Why don't we hear from Dak and what he had to say about that?
No difference when they're hating me and calling for me to my position. Honestly, I'm blessed. I'm super blessed, and I think about that each and every day that I wake up. I'm grateful for that opportunity to do that, and I go and attack the day that I understand nobody's opinion defines me, and that's the great part about life, and that's the great opportunity that we all have. That people can say whatever they want, but I have the pen, I have the paper, and I'm the one writing. So. Because I'm playing as well as I am now, doesn't mean that I'm going to stop, doesn't mean I'm going to listen to them now, appreciate them, but I don't care about their opinions right now any more than I did when they said that, when they're calling for my spot.
I hear that. Dak Prescott. And you shouldn't care about the haters because they're going to talk. And I'm a hater playfully because, they are a rival. But in general, people are going to talk. And he's having an amazing season. And so like he said, after last year with all the turnovers and interceptions and just constantly reiterating those numbers and stats, I'm sure this season has to be feeling good to be having this kind of season, Kelsey.
Dakota Prescott, I'm going to call the full name today. I feel like he hears the narrative that's been out there against him, and he knows what the pressure was on him this season. We were asking, could he still be the starting quarterback for this Dallas Cowboys franchise? We were worried about those interception numbers, Nat, coming into this season. And so I think Dak knows also that the defense has been what we've largely been talking about with this Dallas Cowboys team, right? And how good they've been. You look at their last 3 games. Before this game, they've been able to hold teams, Nat, to 37 points. But really in this game, it was the offense that just kept going. Like, this was a game minus all the penalties. 19 is way too much, folks, for any game. So I get all the madness on that.
Too many. Don't even get me started. Go ahead. The refs were reffing last night and not in a good way.
They were doing a lot of flags. A lot of flags. Yeah. Flags that you don't want, Nat. You look at the offense, I think they had the ball about 36 minutes of this game, and they were able to move the ball. And largely, Dak was slinging that thing. Now I got to give props where props are due. You're an NFC East fan. I cover the NFC East. If anybody knows what it is to be annoyed with the NFC East team, it's probably me covering the Commanders. Maybe right next to Giants fans right about now. But all that to say, I think Dak, I love it. I think he's letting people know like his confidence is brewing. And I love that for him because I think that will make him play better. Last year, this time we were praising Geno Smith, Nat, for, his good play and the bar that he gave us. They tried to they didn't right back. I guess Dak's also drop a mix of his own, that. But I think, the true test will come. Their upcoming games. I tweeted this before the Seattle game. I said, now we finally get to see a Seahawks team that will hopefully be battle tested. Now, Seattle also didn't have the best record coming into this game, Nat, but they were a team that we know has obviously played better football than a lot of the other opponents of the Dallas Cowboys. Now, again, this tougher stretch of the season they're about to enter into. And I think that's what folks are saying. We're trying to really see if this team is a true contender or if they've just been pretending because they've been playing some sorry B teams. I'm sorry. It's just that way, Nat. So all in all but
I'm glad you went there.
But we're here.
And I'm glad you went there first before me because people are like, you're just biased. But but here's the reason, because earlier in the season, the Cowboys were calling for the same energy. Am I correct? They wanted the same energy and used Jalen Hurts specifically as an example, right? So I want the same energy for the Cowboys because you know what? I really appreciate Patrick Queen from the Baltimore Ravens trolling them last night when he talked about the fact that they only allowed the Seahawks to put up 3 on them because, you know what I'm saying? It's like, y'all supposed to be this great defense, but
you let up 35 points.
Should have won that game. Let's just be clear. The Seahawks should have won that game. And then, I've heard a lot of talk about the Eagles being lucky. The Cowboys got lucky. I just want to know, am I doing that right? Is that how that works? Because they want a close game. They want a close game that they shouldn't have won. So they must be lucky, right? They got lucky. So, because that's been the storyline for the whole season. So when you ask me, okay, to keep the same energy, I'm keeping the same energy. That's all.
I feel like, Nat, this has been in your chest for a while. You've just been waiting to get this off, and I love this moment for you.
Call on the media to keep the same energy. I'm keeping the same energy because I see a lot of celebrating and excitement about the fact that they pulled out this win, but the odds were highly in favor of Dallas. They remain undefeated at home. Many expected this to be a blowout, and that's not what it was. So,
no, it was a great Thursday night.
By the way, the Seahawks are a decent team, so I'm not like really trying to play them. It doesn't surprise me that they did this, but I'm just saying when the Eagles win ugly or fortuitous things happen to them, it's just they're the luckiest team. So, yeah.
You're bringing the same energy. But look, we're giving credit where credit is due. And like you said, yes, the Cowboys team has been really good at home. But as you said, I want to see this next Eagles game, the Bills game. I mean, when they play, the Bills game, the Dolphins game is what I'm really looking forward to. And even the Lions, because the Lions have been another surprise team this year. Maybe the only team I think right now that we can give the Cowboys a guaranteed win against in Washington. I'm sorry to have to say this, is probably when they come here to Washington to play the Commanders. Because this is just a team right now, Nat, in a lot of disarray. And I mean, after that embarrassing
thing. The Commanders just want to play the Eagles hard, right? They always want to give the Eagles problems, but no one else. Listen, we talked about this yesterday on the show about or earlier this week about whether the Cowboys need a signature win. But even I was happy to see like Dallas Cowboys focused media in terms of like some of the bloggers and stuff saying like, the fact that game went the way that it did is concern to wonder, like, is this team really a contender? Are they really a contender? And I mean, look, the game we're about to get to soon, the one that we need to talk about, I would still put Dallas in the NFC at least behind definitely the Eagles, my Eagles, and the 49ers. And then you have a debate with the Lions as well, right? So, but to me, there's at least two teams clearing the Cowboys. So are they a contender? They're a very good team, but I still think those other teams, first of all, we're not going to talk about how they got embarrassed by the 49ers. And then, they played the Eagles. They played the Eagles. That was a closer game, and that was a lucky game, apparently, for the Eagles. But it was Dak Prescott who stepped out of bounds, right? It was... I'm not trying to, but that was your mistake.
But it was him.
Right. And that's the difference between Jalen makes mistakes. He's not imperfect. I mean, he's not perfect at all. But when it comes down to it, in the clutch moments, when it comes down, he makes those plays that helps his team win, right? And so to me, that's why he is the MVP and should be the front runner. And that is also why, I think that the Eagles are still like a notch above, the Cowboys. But I can't even say shout out to the Cowboys. I can't. It's just not in me to do that. But they won their game, and we will see them soon, but not worried about the Cowboys right now.
Hey, thank you for watching Brother from Another. If you haven't hit that subscribe button, go ahead and do that now. Don't forget, you can catch us 3 to 4 weekdays on PeacockTV.com and on Sirius XM Channel 85.